Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief brought to you by Lay of the Land, where we take a look at top stories every Monday to Thursday. So before we all head off for a well-deserved weekend break, let's take a look at those top stories dominating headlines in Israel. And we begin with a warning from the Histadrut, that is Israel's largest labor union. Labor union chief Arnon Ben David cautioned last night against the government not following or not obeying any decisions by the Supreme Court. He said that the Histadrut will step in to prevent a constitutional crisis, but was unclear what he meant by that. Will they call for a general strike? Now, this comes as the full complement of Supreme Court justices are expected to meet next month to debate and decide whether or not to overturn the reasonableness law that was voted in at the Knesset. Arnon Ben David said that if the government failed to adhere to the decisions or potential decisions from the Supreme Court, this would cross all red lines. Meanwhile, the Business Forum, which is comprised of some 150 businesses, took out front page ads across various Hebrew dailies today, including Ma'ariv, Israel Hayom, Yediot Ahronot, Haaretz, and others, to show their full support behind the IDF Chief of Staff, Herzi Halevi. This comes as the IDF chief has been attacked by members of the ruling coalition, as well as Prime Minister Netanyahu's son, Yair Netanyahu. The ad, which features a picture of Herzi Halevi, the IDF Ramatkal or Chief of Staff, also has a quote from Israel's first Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion saying, "Every Hebrew mother knows that she is entrusting her sons to good commanders." I'm paraphrasing a bit there, but that's what it says. The South American country of Uruguay is following Paraguay and announcing that they will open a diplomatic mission in Israel's capital, Jerusalem. The Uruguayan officials said that by opening their innovation office, they are improving and increasing ties between the South American country and the Jewish state. And we look forward to welcoming not only the Paraguayan embassy to our capital, but also Uruguay's Innovation Center. As we speak, many are preparing for the much anticipated light rail that will run from Bat Yam to Petah Tikva in Tel Aviv to be opened. Now, this is a project that has been slated for the last couple of years to open, and the day is finally here. Prime Minister Netanyahu is expected to attend today's inauguration, which will be opened before it's officially open to the public tomorrow. Tel Aviv's Mayor Ron Huldai said he will boycott the opening. He is objecting to the fact that the light rail will not run on Shabbat, that is the Sabbath. Meanwhile, protesters have amassed around the opening point in protest of the proposed judicial overhauls. And finally, because we love a good news story, especially when we're heading into the weekend, the US has approved Israel's largest ever defense sale. This is to Germany. Israel will sell our Arrow 3 defense systems to Germany in a deal worth $3.5 billion. This is the biggest military sale in the history of the Jewish state. And it is quite extraordinary when you consider the history of Jews in Germany, that now today Germany, one of Israel's strongest partners and allies, is now turning to Israel for its security means. And that brings me to the end of today's edition of the Israel Brief. Remember, if you are in Israel right now, it is extremely hot. Please make sure that you are hydrated and looking after yourself. This comes in a week where many people have fainted. We sadly lost a soldier earlier this week to the heat. So please take care of yourself. As you can see, sometimes it even scrambles my brain. But if you're looking for some good reading material, look no further than our website at www.layoftheland.com. Online. Our Facebook community is at Lottel site. Why don't you join us tomorrow morning and wish us Shabbat Shalom and see what we're posting for this week's Shabbat. And while you are there, like us and follow us. Our YouTube channel, which is steadily growing, thank you and welcome new subscribers, can be found at the Israel Brief. And if you like us, please consider clicking on the red subscribe button. And we're on Twitter at Lay of the Land 5. I want to wish you all a wonderful and a restful weekend. I know many of you might be coming back from your vacations. Travel safely and Shabbat Shalom. And I'll see you all again on Monday.